a day of national consecration, and I am certain that on this day my fellow Americans expect that on my induction into the presidency, I will address them with a candor and a decision which the present situation of our people impels. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Fear, a four-letter word that holds so much meaning. Fear is the manifestation of a human's darkest inner thoughts. It holds a sense of power in one's mind, allowing it to take over and corrupt anyone. No one is safe from fear, yet it is something we hardly hear talked about. I'm not just talking about what people's fears are, because almost anyone would share that information. I'm talking about the origins of this fear. Why is it so powerful over our minds? How does it affect us? Where does it come from? Will we ever see a world not driven by fear? I hope to uncover some deep layers by doing an exploration on what fear means to people today. For one to understand what fear is and what it means, one must find it from the source itself, and that's exactly what I did. Instagram allows you to post on your story and ask a question for anyone who follows you to reply to. So I asked the question, what is something that you are afraid of? Well, I got many replies. 3 unique ones stood out to me. These are those 3 people, and these are their stories.
My name is Hannah Centeno, and I go to Lincoln High School.
My name's Alex. I'm 15. I go to Chavez.
My name's Gali. I'm 17. I'm a senior at Lincoln High School.
If I had to say what I'm scared of, I'd probably say the dark.
Definitely my biggest fear is abandonment.
I think like my biggest one would be losing a loved one or change within a relationship of a loved one. Whether it's like some news being brought to my knowledge, like that I was not expecting out of nowhere, whether it's like about family, friends, just like anything. I don't like being caught off guard. I would say this fear probably stems from like very early on. I think a shift in my like parental relationship really like implemented that fear within me. Like one day you're like super close with the person, and then the next day it's like you don't know their intentions, you don't know how they really felt about you the whole time, if it's your fault, what you did, and like how to go about it. Because you're so used to one thing, and then it's just all of a sudden like different.
Honestly, whenever I'm in a dark room or in a dark place, I get like the feeling like maybe someone's watching me or looking at me. You can't see stuff, and it scares me not knowing what's out there. When I was a kid, I was sleeping in a dark room. With a little kid mind, I always wondered what's out there in the dark. I guess it just stuck with me as I got older. Yeah, I feel like it grew with me.
It is very, very scary just having someone, knowing someone, or just having anything and them not being there anymore. It gets to me and like kind of affects me quite a lot because I really sometimes overthink things, and I'll look into things a lot deeper than I usually should, and it kind of comes back to like, oh, like what if they leave me? I did not live in a stable home. My mom, she struggled a lot with certain drug habits, and my dad was never there. I lived with my grandparents a lot of the time, but like I wasn't blood related to them. It just never really felt like an actual home, and so like it just circles back to that a lot of the times, yeah. I don't like to be very vulnerable with my feelings. A lot of it is just like very much on the surface. Going like deeper than that just kind of makes me uncomfortable, and it's just something that I only let people really know and like understand me if I truly, truly trust them, and that takes a lot for me.
Fear is an emotion that haunts a person by using their own mind against them. It manipulates the brain in ways other feelings can't, and subconsciously ruins a person's psyche. Everyone is afraid of something, and our own minds exploit this by using our own representation of fear against us. Everyone's hardships were unique to their situation, but one thing is for certain. Fear is the corruption of the human mind itself.
Let's just say I'm walking around at night with my cousins or something. Maybe it kind of gets to me because I'm in the dark. You know, I don't know what's in the dark I can't see. Or when I'm in a dark room or a dark hallway, I just think about maybe what's behind me or in front of me in the dark that I can't see. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing specific to be scared of. There's nothing that really comes with it. I guess I'm just scared of what's in it, what I can't see. Yeah, the unknown haunts me. I don't really know. It's unknown. Honestly, I kind of do feel alone. You know, it hurts to... No, I wouldn't say it hurts, but I kind of feel like a kid, you know, being scared of the dark. But, you know, it's just something that I got to live with. You know, I'll overcome it one day when I'm older.
I think it has affected some of my relationships with certain people because I tend to like almost project that onto them, and it does end in that cycle, sort of. I don't think it's like a very common fear. Maybe it is, but like I know I'm like definitely not the only one who has ever felt like that. I think it's just like it comes around in a different way. Oh, fear is so weird. Oh my gosh, I'm just kind of like thinking about it. Like we have like certain people like get so scared to like where they're like shaking, where they're like, oh my god, like they have to immediately like get out of an environment or just like change like the way that they're acting simply because they're like scared. And like it's interesting.
I think this fear has definitely like affected my relationships with people. I'd say about like 3 people I would say I trust with everything in my life. So with them, not really, but in general, I'm scared of losing people, scared of like changes within like dynamics of friendships and relationships in general, whether it's family or friends. I feel like from there, you know, it's kind of affected me to where I'm scared of change suddenly. You know, change happens very quickly. And some people can handle that well, some people don't. I'm one of those people that don't.
It is important to not let fear define you. The danger it can hold over the human mind is a very real and scary thing to think about, but the human mind is also the most advanced feature that exists within humans. Mental strength is the key, because with a strong mind comes a strong being. And while fear exists within everybody, it is what you decide to do with that fear that determines how you will live the rest of your life.
I definitely think that fear is something that can drive us in a way that it can definitely drive us to something good.
Now every time I'm in a situation where I know things need to change, I think I can like apply my knowledge from the past situation to the new one. I still struggle with it, but I think of every problem I've had, I've came out of it like 10 times stronger and just more wise. I'm not in the same place where it was a year ago or like even like a month ago.
Ways I try to overcome this fear is push myself to keep going in the dark and try and find out what's out there, what I fear. I mean, by the time I'm older, I'll probably overcome it. You know, I'll be mature enough to just face whatever in the dark and just be a man and not be scared of the dark. That's a little thing.
It's okay to be scared, 1000%, but just don't let it consume you.
I just think like experiences overall, like losing friendships, being let down, just kind of over the years really like helped me shape who I am today. It made me way stronger. You know, I'm more used to change now. I'm more open to change.
I think I've definitely seen positive results. I mean, I've learned from each result, whether if it was positive or negative. It wasn't something that like, it was like a setback or like it boosted me forward. It's just something more I can then learn from and gain knowledge from it instead of like looking at it as good or bad. Usually when I am feeling like such an intense feeling, I either need to draw or write it out. Just something, use that feeling for something good, because I mean like, I don't think any feeling, any emotion is like bad or good, but I think that it's just like you can use it and embody it in a way that can be like productive.
I hope people can take what they saw from my video today and use it as a way to reflect upon themselves and their life. It's important to know that your fear will never consume you, and there are many more people out there that are going through the exact same thing you are going through. Do not let your fears stop you from your goals in life. You want to look back one day and be proud of who you were, not who you could have been.